I like this episode overall, but I didn't think it was as good as the first two episodes that came out last week. I thought that this episode had corny moments, and I really thought that it went a little overboard in representation. Episode takes us 16 years back in the past to the planet Brandok, which is a new planet in the Star Wars universe. And the twins are raised by witches. They're raised by two mothers. Mother Anissa and Mother Coral, played by Jodie Turner-Smith and Margarita Leviva. I liked both of their characters. I just didn't really get into the performances as much. I thought that it was an important story to tell, and I really liked how this episode showed us in flashbacks where they come from and what happened to them. I liked both of the performances of young Mei and Osha. I thought both actresses did really good work in the roles, and I was really connected with their characters, and I'm looking forward to knowing more about them. I just don't understand why you would give them both moms. It just, to me, it sounds too much like they wanted to represent all of or preferences, and it sort of fell flat for me in this episode. I get what they're going for, but it just didn't work, unfortunately. It also really reminds me too much of Anakin and how he was the chosen one, and how Shmi was immaculately conceived through the Force. But there, at least, there was this huge exclamation for it. He was the chosen one. Here, it's almost like, oh, they wanted to do this just because representation matters, and I feel like it was a poor decision, a poor story idea that really didn't translate well, and I was really sort of disappointed in it. They could have just made them sorcerers and witches. I think that would have worked better than just having it all a witch coven, in my opinion. I also thought that the ceremony was pretty awkward and corny. I didn't like the way it was done, how it was executed. I like how we see the Jedi arrive, and they immediately want to get the children, and that's where I'm sort of confused by what the witch's power is. Is it the Force, or is it something else? Because the Witches of Dathomir is also very murky. It's really not explained all that well what their powers is, and here it's the same thing, in my opinion. I just don't understand what the difference is between the witches here or the actual Jedi and how they use the Force, because Osha and Mei actually clearly have the Force in them. So it's really confusing me how what's the what is the difference between magic and the Force. I don't really know. Does anyone have an answer? I like seeing Carrie Ann Moss's character back, and as well as the young Jedi like Soul. He immediately gets attached to Osha, and they sort of give her a couple of tests, but Osha and Mei have been asked to lie. Even though they know all the answers, they lie, and the Jedi sort of see through them. And the Soul tells Osha not to lie and to say the truth, because she really wants to be a Jedi. And so she passes the test, and she wants to leave. She wants to leave the planet and go to Coruscant to be with the Jedi and learn the power of the Force. And of course, Mei is jealous. She doesn't want her sister to leave, and so she tries to kill her sister, and she burns the entire place down. Now, I don't really understand how everyone got murdered, like how everyone died. Um, Maybe we're gonna get more of that in the next episodes. But it does seem like the Jedi were hiding something. Yeah, they go back with Osha to Coruscant. Of course, Osha is devastated, she's grieving, and May is still alive. We know that for the first 2 episodes. And yeah, that's how this story, this episode ends. I liked it overall. I didn't like it as much as episode 1 and 2. I thought it was a little bit weaker in its execution and its storytelling. But I am really interested in seeing where this story goes, and if they're gonna stop May from getting revenge on all of the Jedi. She's a bit like Anakin Skywalker, and I like that they gave her a reason on why she turned to the dark side and why she's evil now. I like all of that. I like her backstory, and I like a lot of it. And I think that the acting, especially from the Jedi, is really good, is really strong, and I'm really intrigued in what's gonna happen. Those are my thoughts on episode 3 of The Acolyte. I like the series so far. I think it's pretty decent, it's pretty entertaining, and let me know what you thought about the episode 3 down in the comments below. Please subscribe. See you next time. Bye.